Bourbon Barkeep.
Yes, sir. Back again. Nose back. Curtis is back. This is, I don't know, week 10 maybe.
You're still counting?
I feel like it helps me. I don't know. I feel like we're like really progressing. So I mean, yeah, I'll count as far as I
we're
can.
obviously progressing. We got friggin' 2 views now. This is like watching Monday Night Football at this point.
That's exactly right.
All right. So tonight, Balloon Note Crossroads.
Okay.
For all the bourbon heads out there, there is almost zero history.
Fun.
So I can tell you it's BR Distilling. Like I said, they're out of Memphis. That was about it at this point.
BR out of Memphis.
BR Distilling out of Memphis.
Okay.
They went over to France. I'm not even going to begin to try and say the town that they went to. I'm fluent in Latin, as we saw last week.
Sure, yeah.
Duolingo is going to happen for the French next year.
Okay.
And if this pops up
excited.
next year, we'll do it.
Yeah, excited to see that next year for sure.
So it's a toasted barrel aged in French oak. We have done neither. We have not done a toasted barrel, and we have not done French oak.
Dipping our toes in each barrel, huh?
So we're just full, hey, let's just knock it out and just see what kind of happens.
Let's go, yeah. Cool.
Let's see, was there anything else? Oh, so they won a couple of awards at least. I mean, to sit there and make it on a channel as prestigious as the Bourbon Barkeep,
right?
You do need to do something.
Sure.
So this is an 89 on Whiskey Advocate, and they won double gold in San Francisco.
Big time.
Playoffs.
Big time contest, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Outside of that, I don't know.
Let's do
I got nothing else.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out.
Yeah.
We're going to go down here first. Okay.
It's
See y'all. Thanks for joining us.
dyslexia. Man, that's a sweet nose.
Yep. You get the same sweet notes that you get in a lot of the, kind of standard, run-of-the-mill bourbons, if you will, the vanillas, the caramels.
Yeah. So this one being a toasted barrel, you start to get more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a decadent flavor profile. So you start to get,
Look at you. Kudos to you on that one.
But ultimately, I mean, I get the caramel. I don't get a lot of oak on the nose, but what I do get is that just jet puffed marshmallow. I mean, it is
like a light,
very sweet.
Yeah, light sweetness.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's all over the tongue.
Yeah, it coats your mouth really well.
It gets to about the sternum, and then
It disappears.
Yeah.
In the blink of an eye. The finish it leaves a little bit desired for me. You do get like, you gave the jet puff marshmallow. You do almost get like a kind of a toastiness, a little char on the palate, more so than I got on the nose. So like, if you had slightly burned your marshmallow, if you will.
You could even go almost like a creme brulee on the nose.
Yeah.
The creme brulee creaminess, I don't fully get. Probably part of the mouthfeel, you don't really get the custard. The marshmallow still continues.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that's all the way through.
There's kind of a nice leather at the on the back of it.
As far as like uniqueness, I'm kind of like struggling to, find a way to put this like in a position that's not with like a bunch of other what is this MSRP wise? $40-$50?
40.
That would blend in a ton with dozens of other $40 bottles.
Yeah.
I'm finding it hard to have, something about it that sets it apart.
This, with that marshmallow coming through, and even with the toasted marshmallow coming through, I think this is a really fun fall one that...
I was going to ask you, what like time of year would you drink that? Because it's not necessarily heavy enough to be like a cool, like 40 degree, you're outside with a Carhartt on type of...
You know when I'm having this? This is like that 2 o'clock before Thanksgiving dinner.
Sun's still up.
Sun's still up, so it's not by a campfire, even though...
Post-family football game.
You could.
Yeah. All right, you want to go ahead and start grading? We got 4 categories now. I know we talked about last week how we kind of trimmed the categories from 5 to 4, so I'm not going to run through that spiel again, but...
Let's see. With the lights on, I will have numbers come out of my mouth and I will forget them.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got your book.
I got the book.
Okay.
So senses, that's going to be smell, taste.
Right to the page.
Look at you.
Let's go. So before we hop into the actual sense, we have 4 categories, and just run through it one more time. Senses, it factor, hug, which is another word for finish, and then the bang for the buck, which is kind of self-explanatory, but it's, in my opinion, really important. You know, this is $40 bottle, relatively on the lower end in terms of what we would probably put on this channel. You know, we're not gonna grab a $15 bottle, I don't think, and put this on the channel. But
we 100% will. Look at us.
$15 bottle.
Look at us. You can't even afford pants at this point.
Dude, it was 86 degrees today.
I know.
I'm not gonna sit here and sweat. There's lights on.
Mother Nature, we're coming for you at this point.
There's lights on, man.
It's
Come
fall.
on. This is already hard enough.
God. All right, so senses. I'm gonna go. Man, I'm tempted to go 70. I think I'm gonna go 65.
Wow.
It's
The fact you were tempted to go 70 tells me that you do like it better than I do.
It's kind of fun. Like I like the marshmallow feel to it. I mean, once again, you kind of have Halloween kind of coming at this point.
I'll go 60. Mm-hmm. I liked it slightly less than you. I think we've established that at this point, but the nose was fine.
Yes.
I didn't get as much of the marshmallow in the nose, I think, as you did. Mm-hmm. Definitely became more apparent once you took that sip and it was on the palate and you let it sit there for a second. Nice coat of the mouth, which is nice. You don't get that everywhere.
Yes.
And yeah, like you said, like the marshmallow itself is pretty unique. And like maybe in you know, our previous conversation about the palate, that I was slightly wrong in saying that it doesn't stand apart at all from those other $40 bourbons, because that is a relatively unique note, you know?
Yeah.
You don't get that everywhere. So I'll go 60, respectable score. Yeah. I'm not going to, you know, shit my pants about it, but.
I would hope no.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this is velour.
Yeah.
I mean, just be better.
Sure. All right, we got it factor. This is where I think it's really remarkably average for me. I'm going to go 50.
Okay.
There's no history. And like we talked about with the marshmallow, like there's a little bit of standout factor with that note, but for the most part, this is a relatively nice standard pour.
My it factor is going to be higher, but not much. Mine's going to be 55.
Okay.
I'm with you. I get you're a young company. I do dock the not your juice. I don't like that. Like I feel like it should be something that you did. So part of it factor is the bottle. I don't like the bottle. I think the front is cool. It has this like really stupid ink thing that's supposed to be clouds in the background.
Yeah, I thought that was like a weird like adhesive thing you like pulled off a back label. I didn't know what that was.
The label is kind of falling off of it, which you all will see in the reel, to where I'm like, just be better. Like,
cheers.
But they won an award, and they're an 89 on Whiskey Advocate, so I'll give them credit on the taste.
It's a good bourbon. I mean, it is.
So I'm going to go 55.
Yeah, it's a good bourbon. It just doesn't necessarily like stand out for me. The marshmallow is the only thing you can point to.
Yeah, the ink blot and having letters just roll off of your bottle, I'm a 55.
Okay.
So I'll give you
Is
credit.
that due to
for the
you and just like maybe an overly humid basement? Like,
No.
is that your storage tendencies? Can
No.
we point to that?
No, because I'm not the fucking bourbon junkies to where I'm juggling the bottles on live stream.
I gotta bleep that out, man.
You do.
Going into hug, this is, I mean, definitely not a positive for me.
No, it didn't sound like it.
No, I'll go 45. Like, it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't like horrible. It didn't disappear on your tongue. But once you took that down, felt it in your chest for half a second, and it was gone. There was no new notes, nothing that I picked up after the fact. Like, it was a very, very shallow finish. So
Fair.
I'm not going to, you know, bury it with this score, but I'm certainly not going to make it a positive. So I'll go 45.
It doesn't linger. I'm with you. It is an oily mouth feel to where it really hangs on the tongue.
So for you, does that coating of the mouth weigh in with Hug? Because to me, that's part of senses.
I think I'm trying to figure it out on the fly. I'm going to go 60. I think.
So this is an above average finish for you.
Yeah, but not high.
Okay.
I don't want to ding it that much because it is a really good bottle. So the people that are watching, I'll give my conclusion at the end.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because I'm usually like a little bit more optimistic and positive. I'm a little more ray of sunshine than you generally. Not to say you're,
No, I'm the
a
Russian
rain cloud.
judge. I understand. I mean, I feel it in the sternum. It hangs around in the mouth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bang for the buck, $40 bottle, and with the census score, it was a good bottle.
I'm curious where you go with it.
It's a good bottle.
I enjoyed it more than you so far.
Mm-hmm.
The bang for the buck will be interesting because 40 is competitive, but I feel like we've said this puts itself apart uniquely.
Sure. I'm gonna go 60 again.
Okay.
I gave the senses category was a 60 as well. I did enjoy it, and it's pleasant.
I'm going to go 70. I'm going to go smack in the middle, and I think that this has a really nice niche because this could have bled into it factor. There's not a ton of French oak, and there's not a ton of toasted barrels together.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, for the people out there, just because it doesn't have a history and just because the bottle is peeling off of itself and hates its own bottle, it was really good. I would recommend, regardless of what the total score is since we weighed them, I would recommend a buy. For $40, you're not going to find a lot of this combination. And with the tasting profile, I think it's really good. It's very smooth. And it's something that I would feel good picking up again.
Mm-hmm. It's something that I would definitely try. It may suit yourself better than what it suited me. It's definitely good enough to try. But yeah, you want to dial these up here and get our final scores and move forward?
About that time.
Let's do it. Be right back. All right, and we're back.
You're still going for it.
Well, I feel like I kind of dropped the ball last week with that, so.
I don't know. You were really proud last week.
Yeah, I felt like I could kind of one-up it, and I fell short this week. But anyway, we'll try again next week. Back with our final scores. Mm-hmm. As you probably had gathered with the conversation surrounding our 4 different categories, you liked it better than I did. So after totaling up our scores, I was a 57 even. That's pretty much middle of the pack for what we've tried this far. What we've tried, probably 8, 9, 10 bottles, somewhere in that range right now. We've had a couple of great bottles recently that this just doesn't hold a candle to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Not even, taking price into account. But let's move into our next little chapter here, and that is Lock of the Week. This is my baby, if you will.
This baby is getting drugged behind the car right now.
Okay, so dramatic. We are 1-2 after last week. Picked Bama in a blowout against USF in a get-right game, and a whole bunch of different things didn't go my way.
Like weather.
We had
just Mother Nature is against
We had an hour-and-a-half weather delay, like mid-second quarter, which is not great in terms of rooting for a blowout. Guys get stale. Guys lose energy sitting in a locker room for an hour and a half. And then also QB change. As of last Wednesday night, had no idea that Jalen Miller was not quarterbacking for Alabama. It was going to be Tyler Buckner instead.
Tough draw, man.
Had not seen Tyler Buckner play yet, and he did not look very good. That being said, for responsibility, Bama's dynasty is over.
All right. Let's right the ship.
Okay.
Let's make some money. What do we got?
So I'm going to go 2 plays this week, one in college, one in the NFL. I'm going to go back to the teaser city in NFL.
Let's go.
There's a couple of great teaser legs this week with home teams. So we have the Jaguars getting the Houston Texans at home. We made some money on them week 1, betting against the Texans in Baltimore.
Okay.
So that Jaguars line, I believe, is sitting 8.5 at a couple of different spots. So if you 6-point tease that, get that thing down to under field goal with 2.5.
Okay.
And then going back to the Ravens, man. You can get the Ravens down to under a field goal as well against the Colts. So we don't even know if A-Rich is going to play.
True.
And if he doesn't, it's Gardner Minshew. And people love Gardner. He doesn't necessarily scare me. 2 really good spots. Home teams, you love taking heavy favorites at home down to under field goal. So I'm going to go with that teaser. DraftKings, FanDuel, all of the big guys have that at -120, so that's what we'll grade it as. And then in college, big time slate this weekend.
I'm excited.
There's a billion great games.
I'm not a big college football fan, mainly because I didn't go to a D1 school like someone.
Rock Chalk.
And
Rock Chalk.
there are games.
There are a ton of great games. The one I'm going to pick is Ohio State, Notre Dame. Ohio State's sitting at -3 right now, and I'm gonna grab it. I am. So that's sitting like Ohio State -8, -9 all off season, and I just like Notre Dame's looked good. Like they haven't necessarily like done something to make that thing swing 5-6 points for me. I think Ohio State has the advantage in the trenches. I think they have better weapons on the outside. You can say what you will about Sam Hartman, elite quarterback. I think he might be a great pro.
So has weapons.
But, I mean, dude, Marvin Harrison, oh, my gosh.
Do you lock it in?
All right.
Two locks.
I wanted two of them. So we have a teaser in the NFL. We have Ravens down to -1.5, and we have the Jags down to -2.5. And then we have Ohio State -3 on the road against Sam Hartman and those Fighting Irish.
Let's right the ship, man.
Let's go. Let's go.
Stop losing houses. Let's start buying yachts.
So, yeah. Going for 2-0 this week. Let's get to 3-2. And let's roll, man. Let's do it.
I'm ready to rock. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe. We've been getting a lot of comments, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, and it's awesome to get like just kind of like constructive criticism and like, hey, this is what you guys can do that would, help grow your channel. And that's what we're trying to do. We're excited about the content we're putting out. We're excited to reach different people. And we're excited to help people on their bourbon journey as we are. So
yeah, I mean that's the point of the Instagram and the freaking TikTok. We're up there. So come find us. We'll be around next week. We got a good bottle from your stash. I'm excited. We'll keep it.
We should keep it a secret.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, next week check us out. Yeah, we have a great bottle coming up. So in the meantime, watch some football this weekend, and we'll see you next week.
Can't wait.
See y'all. Cheers.